everyone, welcome back to White Sparrow Living, Luke 12:6. I'm Wendy, and if you've been ordering Christmas gifts online and have some extra cardboard boxes laying around, I've got a few DIY ideas of how to turn them into some pretty Christmas home decor. And now without further ado, let's get started. So we had a whole bunch of boxes left over when we moved my uncle here to Bakersfield. So I thought I would use a whole bunch of boxes just to kind of get rid of them. We've been cleaning out the garage. And so I'm using this U-Haul medium-sized box and just using some packing tape to build it into a box. I think everybody knows how to do this. And then at the bottom, I'm going to leave it open by just folding over those flaps to make it a little sturdier at the bottom, but also give it that finished edge. I'll take some more packing tape to make sure that those flaps stay in place. So now I'm taking my Sharpie pen and I'm just gonna draw out a rough little rounded door, and then I'm taking my utility knife and I'm gonna cut that out. And so you'll have to go through 2 layers, including those flaps that we folded in at the beginning. And I used all kinds of this packing tape. I wanted to make sure that it all stayed snug as a bug in a rug and was super stable. Now I'm taking some of this really pretty wrapping paper from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to wrap the box, but instead of using Scotch tape, I'm using that same packing tape and just cutting it in smaller pieces just so it doesn't come apart. And again, it's just really reinforced and is not going to open up. So wrap it just like you would any present, but use a little bit more tape than you normally would just so that it stays all in place. And at the bottom, I cut the corners in so that I could fold it over and wrap it to the inside and just use more tape. I will tell you that one of the tricks that I do when I'm wrapping presents is to crease everything before you actually tape, especially at the edges of the box where you wrap around it, because it will make it look very crisp and neat. And here's my mom. She's rolling up on me in her wheelchair. She didn't realize I was filming. She just wanted to see what I was wrapping. She thought it was a big present for her. So once my present's completely wrapped, I'm going to take the doorway and cut little slits in there so that I can wrap it around and tape again on the inside. I really think you cannot use too much tape for this project because it gives it more stability. Because when you see what we're using it for, which you might have already guessed, it might get a little wear and tear on it. So now I'm going to take some Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm going to tape it on the inside bottom of the flap and then wrap it all the way around to the top of the little door, and then I'll tape it on both sides, and I'll do the same thing going the opposite direction. So we're just wrapping a present basically, just on a little bit bigger scale. So now I'm taking this big perky bow that I made last year, and it was actually on our Christmas tree. And this ribbon is from Hobby Lobby. I got it half price at $4. It was regularly $8. And so I'm just going to foof it out because it's got the wired edge, so it comes to life easily. And then I took some Dollar Tree poinsettias and I'm going to tuck that under all of this and then add some pretty ornaments and a bell and just attach everything with some chenille stem or wire or whatever you have, and then tuck the stem under one of those ribbons so that it doesn't show. And then I was going to use this duct tape from the Dollar Tree and finish off the doorway, but it stuck down on the paper and I couldn't pull it up, so it was a little crooked. So to cover that all up, I used some Dollar Tree garland and just hot glued that in place. And then I'm going to hot glue my tails down on the top and side of the box so that it kind of flows where it needs to be and stays there. And then I made a sweet little tag with my brother's dog's name, Ellie. And so now we have a little Christmas house where she can stay warm. I was going to make one of these for Lola, our big dog, but I didn't have a box big enough for her. So we just put her bed inside and put it on top, and now she can be cozy for Christmas too. Today, I'm really excited to be sponsored by Tailored Canvases, and let me tell you, they have the most beautiful quality signs. You can shop by theme, by room, your interests, or holidays. There's even a faith and Bible section, and the styles range from abstract and modern to rustic and farmhouse. And I wanted to highlight their Christmas line, so I chose this pretty red and white sign. You can choose the color you want and personalize it with whatever you want. I chose to add Isaiah 9:6. And then I chose the size. Now I wanted the larger size for over our fireplace, but I didn't measure it first. So when it came, I had no concept of what 60 by 30 looked like, but I will tell you, it's about a Karis, a Cadence, a Carson, and a Connor size long. So I'll have their website linked below, and you can use the coupon code SPARROW15 to get a 15% discount on your order. So needless to say, it didn't fit over the fireplace, so we had to hang it over my mom's piano, which I think is even better, and it is absolutely stunning. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the whole ensemble all pretty, and I don't know, the quality of this is just crazy good. It's heavy, but it's not too heavy. It's a canvas, but it's all backed with some kind of paper backing, not paper, but some kind of cardboard or something. It's just really heavy duty. So I love how this turned out. And then for over my cabinets in the kitchen, I found this one, which you just fill it in on the website with your family name and then get the size and color that you want. They have different options available. And oh my goodness, it is just beautiful with my Hobby Lobby garland and lights, especially at night. It's just magical. And it's actually pointing in the correct direction of where you will find the marshmallows and hot cocoa. And action. Here's another idea for recycling those extra boxes. I pulled off all of the bumpy labels and tape and then retaped it completely closed. And then I'm going to cover it all up with 3 sheets of some Dollar Tree adhesive wallpaper. Now, I think I could have done a cleaner job if I would have covered the top and bottom first and then let it go about an inch or so over the edges and then wrapped it around the front and back, because then it would have had cleaner edges. But as the Grinch says, that's what these tests are for. So once my box was completely covered, I cut out an opening in the shape of a house, and I really gave my utility knife a workout in this video and went through like 70 blades. But now I have a sweet little manger with a door that can open and close. And then I took one more piece of that adhesive wallpaper, folded it in half, and then just stuck it into the inside of my manger and then pressed it down. And this doesn't have to be perfect because you're just going to see the back part of the opening. So I wasn't perfect or super neat about it and just tucked it in there so that there would be a pretty background in this plank wallpaper. And then just secure any flappy bits by using your hot glue. So now to fill our manger, I used some Dollar Tree rags that I found in the automotive aisle, and I'm going to fold a piece in half and trace out the size that I need. I kind of made a semicircle at the top and then flat at the bottom. And then on one of them, I'm going to paint Joseph, and then on the other one, I'll paint Mary. So in my previous video, I did a manger scene, and I'm just using that same technique with the same colors. I'm using French linen, some white and some hazelnut, and just blending all of those subtle colors together and still leaving enough contrast between the different parts so you can kind of tell what it is. And then for Mary, on her headpiece, I'm going to do that in a more bluey tone using my crystal, giving it the idea that it's Joseph and Mary. And I'm just going to shadow in with some hazelnut to give him the ropes around his waist and along his headpiece. You could paint a face in here. It doesn't really matter. It's just whatever is easiest for you. This was easiest for me. I'm no good at the faces, so I'm just giving it the idea. But mostly it's just for fun for the kids so that they can have a manger to play with and kind of just immerse themselves in the true meaning of Christmas. So once I got those completely painted, and it only takes about 60 seconds to completely dry, I'm going to cut them out about a ½ inch past the line that I drew when I first started. I'm going to take my hot glue and just give it a bead all the way around and leaving the bottom open. And then just to get rid of the scraggly edges, I'm going to cut that down a little bit more, and then I'm going to fill that with some fiber fill. So I wanted these to be plump and huggable, but I also wanted them to stand up. So I just took some rocks and stuffed them into the bottom and then closed that up with some more hot glue. And then I just kind of shifted them around so that they would be kind of flat, and then they can stand up while they're in the manger. So then I took one of these Dollar Tree pallets, and I'm taking my big fat shears and just breaking them off in the middle. You can do this with a saw, or I think you could probably do it by hand. But then I'm going to take the two pieces and glue one right on top of the other at the edge, if that makes sense. You see what I'm doing here. And then I took a couple of Jenga blocks, and I want it to stand up. So I place those in the middle and then put some hot glue on them, and then just put my manger right back on top. Now I'm taking another one of my rags and I'm folding it in thirds, and I want to make a little baby burrito wrap. So I took a wood round, it's not a bead, I guess it's just a wood round piece of wood. And then I'm just gonna place that at the top portion of my rag and fold it like a little burrito wrap like you do with your babies, and then just cut the excess fabric off and kind of made it a little messy. I gave him a little pillow so that he could lay his beautiful head on there, and then just kind of smushy it up and add some hot glue to get it all closed and look like a little baby. I love this so much. So now I'm going to take this Dollar Tree ornament and glue that to the top of our manger, and that is our Bethlehem star. I didn't even change the greenery. Well, it's whitery, but it was pretty neutral and pretty, so I just left it. And then I'm going to take a little battery operated candle and tuck that inside of the manger so you don't see it, but you'll be able to see the glow. And then I just started putting my pieces in there. I thought this was so pretty, and the kids are going to love playing with this. You can give them some Christmas trees, give it that natural look, and some pine cones. I have a Dollar Tree, I don't know, goat or something, but he can be the donkey. And then a little sack ornament from the Dollar Tree. I just turned it around. I think it says reindeer treats or something like that. But anyway, here it is all finished, and I just love how this turned out. And at night, it's adorable. You can pack all of the goodies back inside and close it up and put it away for the next year or just to play with later on. I love how this turned out, and I hope you like it too. So this could be one of my top 5 easiest DIYs of all time, but I'm using a Dollar Tree cardboard house box, and I'm going to cut out a square from the top of the roof, and then I'll add some greenery, some berries, and a sweet little bow to the front of the lid. And my mom is always needing tissues, and there'll probably be lots of runny noses this season. So instead of having Kleenex boxes that don't match your decor, you can give it some Christmas cuteness. And I was so surprised when I saw the square boxes of Kleenex fit perfectly in here, and I think it might even be what it's made for. I was originally gonna find a cardboard box, a regular cardboard box, and make it into a chimney and paint it and do all sorts of cute stuff. But when I saw this house and realized it might fit, I was just so surprised. It fits in there perfectly, and I think it looks like smoke coming out of the chimney. And these colors already matched our decor that we're doing this year in the reds and whites, But how cute would this be if you did the pink gingerbread house or just even the regular gingerbread house? I think it's so adorable. I love it. It's super functional, and I hope you like it too. Achoo. So I like to change up the setup of our Christmas trees every year, and last year we did 3 in a row to make it kind of like a little Christmas grove. But I'm going to put these on each side of the opening into our living room. So I'm using another one of these medium boxes, and I'm actually using 2 of them, and I'm going to set this up the exact same way that we did our little doggy house for Ellie. So these are going to be the boxes for the bottom of my 2 Christmas trees. So after I measure up 12 inches, I'm going to use my craft knife again and cut all the way around my box. And then I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in crimson to paint my boxes completely red. And it only took me about a coat and a half. And you guys asked me what that means. It means I gave it 1 full coat, and then I went back and just touched up anywhere where some of those letters might have been peeking through. Then I'm going to take some Dollar Tree foam board, and I'm just using my yardstick to make lines or strips, I guess, with my craft knife again. I'm telling you, I went through probably, I would say about 8 blades from all of these projects. So anyway, I cut my strips down, and these are going to be like the trim for my boxes. So after my boxes are completely dry, I'm going to cut down 2 pieces for each corner, and whatever side you're going to use as the front, make that trim piece go over the other one that's on the next corner. Does that make sense? So it's just showing as one solid piece and overlapping onto the other one, so you don't see the edge of that other one. I don't know if that made sense, but you see what I'm doing here. Anyway, then I'm going to make a long piece and miter that down. This is so easy to use and cut, and then just glue everything together. I'll make that second line and cut the in-between pieces so that I can just miter right around it, and it looks like a nice big X. And you can see I'm working on the floor here, and so everything was all slipping and sliding, including me, so you might want to do this on a rug so that you're not going all over the place. And I was doing a lot of these projects at night, so my lighting is pretty bad. I tried to get it as light as I could, but this was all I had. But you can still see what's happening here. So then I just popped my tree inside of my box and then pulled my branches down over the top. And I've seen these boxes and they can get pretty pricey, but I think this one looks just as good. But this is a super cheap and easy way to make a box for your Christmas tree without having to spend a whole lot of money. I love them, and I hope you liked it too. So I picked up 3 of these 15 by 12 by 10 boxes from Walmart, or actually my niece picked them up for me. But they also have them at the Dollar Tree. It's not quite as big, but you can get the ones that are 10 by 8 by 6 for $1.25 if you want to do this project on a little bit smaller scale. And I'm kind of wishing I would have now, but I'm just going to build all 3 of my boxes, and then I just drew in the letters J, O, and Y in block letters and then cut that out using my craft knife. And you want to save the middle of the O because we're going to attach that in just a second. And I should mention, in all of these projects, you need to be really careful with your box cutter. I am going in double time here, so it looks like I'm going fast and speedy Gonzalez here without being careful, but I am being very careful because I am accident prone, so I didn't have any bloodshed though this time. So now I'm going to cut a hole at the bottom of each of my boxes, and I left a little lip. I was going to make it to where it would close back up after I put a light inside, but I am going to take that all the way off and just leave about a 1-inch lip all the way around. So now I'm going to get 2 packages of the chopping mats from the Dollar Tree. Now they have the regular ones, but I just found these newer ones that I hadn't seen before, and they're a little more white. So I thought I would use those instead. So I'm just going to cut it down and then hot glue that on the inside of my box so that it shows through my cutout letters. Now I'm going to take my Jot craft paper from the Dollar Tree and wrap each of my boxes, and that's including over my letters, because then I'll go back after it's completely wrapped and cut that out with a craft knife. And then to hide my edges, I'm going to take some nautical rope from the Dollar Tree and just hot glue that around all of my letters. And then for my O, the center that I had you keep, I'm going to cover that with my craft paper, glue it onto the plastic or the chopping mat, and then put my nautical rope around that. So then I took some of this birch ribbon from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to split it in half so that I can wrap it around my presents in that crisscross fashion like we did with the other presents. And I'll just use some hot glue to attach that all around my boxes. And then I had this perky bow that I had made for another project, but I thought it looked too much like a present bow, so it didn't work for whatever I was using it for. Can't even remember what it was. I think it was something for fall. But I set that aside because I knew I would use it at some point. So I'm going to attach that to the top of my J, and then I'll add some Christmas greenery, some pine cones, some cotton buds, and just get it all prettified at the top, and then it's done. So then you can just stack these on top of each other, and since they're open at the bottom, you can add a little light and that light will glow and show through that chopping mat. So instead of just going with the neutrals, of course you can do it in the pretty wrapping papers that they have available out there to match your decor. But I love how this turned out and I hope you guys like it too. I hope you enjoyed all of these projects, and if you did, don't forget to give them a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think. Don't forget to check out the Tailored Canvases website and use that discount code Sparrow15. Remember the reason for the season. I hope everyone has a blessed day, and remember to always be the light. Bye!